We're recording. Yay.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, guys.
Welcome to Two Black Girls, One Rose.
We're two black-ass girls invade the whitest show on earth.
Bachelor in Paradise.
I'm Natasha.
And I'm Justine.
And we just watched the finale.
Yes, it's over.
Thank you, Jesus.
Thank you, God. Guys, this was a lot.
It was a lot. 4 hours is just a lot of Bachelor to consume.
Yeah.
Too much tea and Colton for my liking. I'm done with Crystal and Chris.
Yeah.
Just a lot of people that I'm glad that the journey is over with them.
For sure.
I can just watch them from the comfort of Instagram. What are your overall thoughts? This was your first Bachelor in Paradise, Justine.
Yep, ever ever watching one episode, let alone a whole ass season, and then recapping it and analyzing it in depth.
Exactly.
Bachelor in Paradise works way better than either The Bachelor or The Bachelorette. Mm-hmm. So I don't know how they can make this. Like, I don't know why they bother with things like Winter Games when they can do Bachelor in Paradise twice.
True. Yeah, I think Winter Games, they were trying to, like, test it out. Like, try something new. But, and I think they're bringing it back.
Oh, God. I didn't think the Winter Games was that great or effective because it was, like, 15 days long, and so it didn't really work.
Yeah, it was just way too quick.
Yeah, it was whack. But I thought there was some great love stories in there and also some really great kind of lessons about men and how they work.
On Paradise.
Yeah, on Paradise.
Ooh. Yeah, some good themes came up.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. Definitely good themes about friendship, too, about female friendship and male friendship. I thought it was really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what did you think?
My overall thoughts. So, it was very interesting to see how Chris and Crystal were, like, the only couple who didn't go through a lot of, like, trials and tribulations.
No.
They were, like, the easiest, breeziest couple, which is so weird to say. Because they're both, like, villains. They're both there for the redemption story. Yeah. And then by the end, I was like, oh, my God, I'm so happy for y'all. Like, I never thought I would say that. I fucking hate Chris. But by the end, I was like, oh, shit, he's tearing up. He found love. This seems, like, real. That was just interesting to see because every other couple crashed and burned by the end.
Yep.
Some of them came out alive afterwards, after the reunion. But a lot of them have been going through it. Mm-hmm. But Chris and Crystal, squeaky clean, came out. I thought that within itself was just an interesting, like, fucking insight.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Another thing I wanted to say about this season. So this season wasn't my favorite. And I think filming The Bachelor is only going to get more difficult now that we're in the age of, like, Instagram.
Yeah, social media, for sure.
Social media. There were so many people on this season that were obviously there for fame.
It was so obvious.
Yeah. Fame and followers. You have, I mean, Jen and Jordan, we're going to talk about them.
Yeah.
But they ain't shit, as we've come to find out. Leo, Camille.
Oh, my God.
Both there for fame, whatever the hell they was trying to do with that. Robbie coming in so last minute. Jordan from New Zealand. Mm-hmm. Like, what are you doing here? Like, so many random people who they're obviously not there for love, which kind of takes away from the integrity of the show. Mm-hmm. And a show that takes itself so seriously and, like, prides itself on, like, you know, the weddings and babies and all this stuff. And yet you have a whole beach full of people who ain't shit. And we're wasting so many of the guys. We're not shit. They wasted so many of these women time. Mm-hmm. And not to say that some of the women, Jenna, wasn't there for fame and fortune as well. But it's going to be hard watching the show moving forward, just knowing that we're in the age of Instagram where people, they're there for love, but they're also there to get something else out of it. Yeah. And so that was, like, one little icky thing about it. But otherwise, it's been fun.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. Definitely fun.
Yeah. All right. So, okay. a couple things, guys, before we get into the recap. We have so many exciting announcements. I'm so excited. First and foremost, we have new microphones.
You hear this shit? You hear how crispy this sounds?
We are no longer in a wind tunnel. We are... At least I hope so. We might listen back to this shit and it sounds terrible. But we got new microphones, y'all. So we're hoping to provide some better sound quality. We appreciate all of y'all sticking through.
Yeah.
I've listened back to some of them episodes. Like, goddamn.
I know.
We know the content's good, but the sound wasn't always there. But, you know, thanks for riding through. We got some new mics for y'all and very excited.
Update the Reddit thread. I know that's a popular comment in the Reddit thread that our sound quality is terrible. Someone go into Reddit and please update.
Let them know that we doing all right now. Second very exciting announcement, y'all. We have merchandise. We have become those people. We are selling merch. We have t-shirts, tank tops, sweatshirts. My personal favorites are the mugs. And the tote bags. Love them both. You guys, you have to go to www.teespring.com, T-E-E, spring.com/2blackgirls1rose and order your merch.
I'll put it in the description box too.
Yes, we'll have all that in the description box.
Yeah.
Shout out to everyone who's already bought their merch. I'm very impressed. All we did was announce this on Twitter, and people have already purchased things, so that's very awesome. Excited. You guys are the true 2 Black Girls 1 Rose MVPs. So shout out to y'all. But seriously, guys, like, if you want us to continue this podcast, help us grow, support the 2 Black Girls community, listen to us spill Bachelor tea while you sip some tea from your 2 Black Girls 1 Rose mug. Okay. Parade around your office with your little mug.
Please
introduce people to this fabulous podcast.
Yep.
You could be that person. Everyone loves to be that person to introduce somebody to something new.
Yep.
Exactly. You know, I'm sure there's some girl in your office who loves The Bachelor.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to be
very
excited. Or guy. That's true. Or guy. A lot of single guys out there love this. And married guys. We get a lot of married men, actually.
A lot of married, yeah. Yeah.
A lot of Bachelor fans out there. People will be very, very appreciative of you introducing them to this fabulous podcast. So please, purchase your mug. Purchase your tote bag. Purchase your t-shirt. Buy a big old t-shirt. Everybody needs a new t-shirt to wear to bed. Get one. With our faces on it. www.teespring.com/2blackgirls1rose. Send us pics of you and your merch.
Oh my God, please do.
Or even better, and this leads me to our third announcement. Take a pic of yourself sporting your merch and tag us on Instagram because we're now on Instagram.
Which I'm sure some of you may have seen from our one little meme that went crazy.
Yeah, we posted one picture that just blew the fuck up. I literally posted it. I went and like washed my hair or something, came back, and that shit was just blown up. I was like, what is happening? But we're on Instagram, you guys. Our handle is the number 2 Black Girls, the number 1 Rose. Black is spelled all the way out, so that's different from our Twitter. But our Twitter feed, you already know, is lit, and we decided to just continue the party over on Instagram.
Yeah.
So if you're listening to this podcast right now, stop what you're doing. Stop what you're doing. Grab your phone. Open Instagram. Search 2 Black Girls 1 Rose. And click follow.
Yep.
Appreciate you.
And then screen grab it and tag us in your story. Thanks. Love you.
Exactly. Take 3 seconds. And it would help us tremendously.
Yeah, so much.
So let's keep supporting us and letting us grow this community. Fourth announcement, we've already told you guys, next week we will be recording our deep dive episode, our one of 2, it's a 2-parter. Deep dive into themes from Becca's season of The Bachelorette. As we said, those themes are talking about everyday bigots, the Garretts of the world. Next is toxic masculinity, because we saw a whole lot of that on Becca's season. The third theme is dating the nice guy. Fourth theme is people and their words, people and their empty ass words. I've seen a lot of that on Bachelor in Paradise as well. So that's a crossover theme there. Fifth theme is what we call something old, something new. So dating someone that you're familiar with, feel comfortable with, versus taking a risk and dating something new. And then, as we said before, we're following up the deep dive episode with a mailbag episode. Yay. We want you guys to send us your dating, relationship, work, life, just
friendship,
everything. Questions that you have. And then we'll be on the podcast answering your emails and providing you with some insight, some wisdom, some advice that I will try to dish out to you. And then we have another exciting announcement.
Another one.
We will be having a special guest on the mailbag episode. This special guest is a man.
Yep.
And he is very well loved.
A straight one.
A straight man.
Yep.
Opposed to all the gay men in Bachelor Nation? Like, what? Still waiting for the spin-off.
Oh, yeah.
Bachelor with, or Bachelor with a gay season and a lesbian season. Would love to watch it. But yeah, we'll be having a special male guest that you guys all love, helping us with the mailbag questions. So you definitely want to get your questions into us so you can get our perspective as well as this beloved man's perspective as well. Send us your emails. Keep them short, but make them juicy. And, our email. What's our email, Justine?
So our email is 2 blackgirls 1 rose@gmail.com.
Yes. This is totally off topic.
Yes.
But before we get into more Bachelor stuff, on a separate note, Insecure this Sunday, Justine. We haven't really talked about it. Sorry, we're having a moment on the podcast.
Yeah.
Because I did not really talk to Justine about this. Insecure's Coachella episode on Sunday.
It was the best episode of any television show I've seen in easily 10 years.
Damn!
Like a scripted TV show, that from start to fucking finish was so good.
Good. So well written. It was hilarious. Kelly had me rolling. Kelly on the edibles. Molly on Molly.
On Molly. Yeah, Molly
At
Squared.
the bar, talking about her mess of a life to that guy. That shit was hilarious. Issa and her new man.
Yeah.
I knew he was going to come back.
I knew he was
Homeboy
gonna
from
come
the Party
back, too.
Lip.
And he on Instagram is really woke and dope. And I always have to watch his videos 2 or 3 times because he's so fine that I get distracted.
He's so fine. And you and I don't. We always say
we're not about it.
We not about that light-eyed nigga life, but he is fine.
Yeah.
Woo. That little sex scene they had. That was a good one.
Yep.
That was a good one. Can't even lie. It was just everything.
Yeah.
It was so good.
It was excellent.
They hyped it up too because it was like the Coachella episode. So I was like, oh my God, it's going to be so exciting. Like Black people at festivals. I love festivals. And they really did it well.
And in the end, our problematic fave was back.
And then, spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Yep.
Lawrence came back. Lawrence, as soon as I saw his friend, I knew he was there.
Chad.
As soon as I saw that trifling phrase, you saw he was sipping the soda too when he looked at Issa.
He was. He's to the motherfucking sun.
Yup. And then fucking Lawrence came around the corner. Lord have mercy. We get a lot of people who ask us to recap. Every week, people ask us, why don't you recap Insecure? Because sometimes we definitely live tweet.
Oh, yeah.
Insecure. Because it's fun. Why not? But yeah, a lot of people ask us, why don't we recap Insecure? We want to hear you guys' perspective of Insecure, yada, yada, yada. Here's what I have to say to you guys. Rate, review, subscribe, buy some merch, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, tag us in your stories. Help us grow this podcast. Support us so we can grow, and then we can grow and do other shows.
Yeah.
But until then, we got The Bachelor. until you buy some merch and you tag us in your Instagram story and you do the things.
Yes. And we have a lot to say about Insecure.
So much to say. I mean, we're going to have a whole conversation offline.
Oh, yeah.
But just needed to just say that because it was sitting on my spirit. I feel like I had to
Agreed.
just burst out with that. Okay. Justine.
Yes.
Do we have some church announcements?
We do.
Yay. Whip out your program.
So, shout out to everybody who have already emailed us your questions. You guys are a little bit ahead of the game. We're recording that episode on the 22nd. So you have about a week and a half to get your questions in. And I guess we'll put the topics in the description too, just so you guys remember. But get your questions in because I am really excited to have 2 black girls and a straight guy answer these questions. I think they'll be really good. So definitely your love and relationship questions, really looking forward to those, and the work questions will be really interesting too. Get your questions in. And shout out to Whitney who emailed us, who's a teacher. Shout out to all the teachers who email us with full theses on all these topics that we don't know about, such as the Armenian genocide that she emailed us about.
Yeah, I really appreciate that email, though.
Yeah.
Because it was super informative and historical and just educated me real quick.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it was really, really good. So Whitney, shout out to you. Also, shout out to Karen, who bumped into Becca and Garrett, one of my worst nightmares, out at a restaurant that she works at, and said that they tipped well. And, they didn't dine and dash. So, shout out.
Imagine. Imagine the Reddit threads and the Instagram stories and all the receipts and shit people would capture from that. Hilarious.
So funny. But she did ask us, what would we do if we met some of these Bachelor people, whether they're contestants or the winners, in real life? Would we say anything? Would we say hi? Would we say oh, I love you from this show, but you're really just a regular person?
I'm not that type of person. Even when I see sorry, but actual celebrities.
Yeah. Yeah.
I told you the other day I saw, or no, I don't know if I had told you, but I was on the train and I saw he was a character from House of Cards, Meacham. I don't know if you ever watched House of Cards.
Yeah.
He was right on my train car, literally 2 seats away from me. He was practicing his lines out loud on the train.
Wow.
Everyone was looking like, who the fuck is this? And then I did a double take. And I was like, oh, Meech, what's up? We made eye contact twice. He definitely knows I know that I saw him. He see all that. But I don't know. I just kind of see them and go on my way. I've never been that person who has to run up and say hi or do anything.
Yeah.
I feel there's very few people that would make me starstruck. The Obamas.
Yeah.
Oprah, Beyonce. That's probably it.
Yeah. Yeah, the people who I would go weak in the knees for, oh my God, it's you. Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it.
I don't know if I would take a picture or ask, say anything to them, just because I'm not so desperate to talk to them. If that makes any sense. There are some people, news people, if I saw Melissa Harris Perry out, I would be oh my God, and want to talk to her. Or Angela Rye, or somebody like that, or DeRay. I would want to talk to get some of their energy. But these people, I'm oh, okay, hi.
Yeah. Oh, that's so that's cool. From afar. But don't feel the need to say something. But it's a cool sighting. Definitely text my friend definitely. Oh my God, grocery store Joe's here.
Yo, I
cool.
would. Well, that's a different story. Then I have to make an action plan if I saw grocery store Joe.
That's true. Joe, Peter, that's true. I might have to have a plan of action. But Beck and Garrett,
Yeah, no, I would just walk on by. Yeah.
Yeah. Any other church announcements?
That's it for the week.
All right. So we do have some Bachelor Nation news. Yes, some mess, some exciting things. Very exciting. Angela has moved right along into the arms of Clay. They are like an official couple. They're like Instagram official. Like the whole internet was going crazy over the weekend. Rachel Lindsay, exciting news for her. She's set to be a guest host on ESPN's First Take next week. I don't watch ESPN. I'm not a sports person, so I don't know what this is, but very exciting for her.
It's really exciting. I'm glad she's got like steady work going.
Yeah. And she said, I think she studied like either broadcast journalism or sports management or something.
Oh, cool.
In college.
Okay.
So this is like within her wheelhouse. Like even though she's a lawyer by trade, like this is like what she studied and like I guess her passion, her dream. So
nice.
that's super exciting for her. Third tiny little news, Wells, bartender, Bachelor in Paradise, he did a little interview with Entertainment Tonight, talked about some behind the scenes stuff that went down. One thing I took away, Kendall and Leo had talked before the show. And he said that a lot of people do that. They talk before the show. And we've said that every episode, like, looks like they know each other. Looks like they've talked before. Definitely seemed like Shoshana and Camille had a whole DM situation, which is why she was so attached to that man.
Yeah.
So I thought that was one little tidbit. He also said that Leo was from Jump Street was there starting shit for cameras. Camille, obviously another one there for cameras. So pretty much confirmed everything that we were saying.
Another overall thought for Bachelor in Paradise. Sorry, I have to just put this in because I forgot. Portraying yourself and becoming a villain on a show like Paradise is much more difficult, and you get put into a much worse light than it is on Bachelor or Bachelorette.
How so?
Because I think that because you have to be such a dick in a relationship
right.
versus just being a dick to like people of the same sex and you're all heterosexual. It's different. It's a different connotation and like different how people see you, and people I think may make more excuses for people when they are single and like in a certain environment, like in that kind of pressure cooker environment of the Bachelor or Bachelorette. It's much more understandable to be a villain.
Good point.
But in these situations where it's, Leo was just running around the pool asking who's the rat, nah, you just look crazy.
Right, and then treated Kendall like garbage. Like
garbage.
You just, being a Bachelor in Paradise villain, you just are a bad person.
Yeah, what's the point of that?
What's the point of this?
Ugh. Anyway, sorry.
Speaking of just pure nonsense and people going on TV for fame, big news that hit today, I think. I mean, we got a shit ton of emails, tweets. Everybody was sending it to us. Reality Steve broke some news on Jordan and Jenna and how Jenna in particular was there for money and fame and not in love with Jordan, and the whole thing was fake. All proven by some screenshots of texts with a guy that she's been dating, like on the low ski. Like, who has time for all of this? You have a
to juggle all these people, right?
Yeah, juggling all these people and just a mess. So, Reality Steve, who his shit is like for real. Like, yeah. He breaks some real ass shit behind the scenes and scandals and stuff, and he verifies his stuff. So, he was reached out to by some man who claimed to have been dating Jenna, and the guy sent a whole bunch of screenshots of Jenna texting him, basically saying that her relationship with Jordan isn't real and that she was just using him for her business. She's there for the money. She doesn't like Jordan, better yet, even love him. She's going to break up with him and blame him, so it looks bad for him, and just a whole slew of just craziness. It sounds like Jordan's not really in on the plan. So surprisingly, Jordan's like a victim here.
Right. I was like, how are you scheming like this and you don't have a plan together?
Right. Like the two of them should have linked up and created a whole thing. But homegirl's in this on her own and got poor Jordan over here who's legitimately in love with this girl. Like this man is in love for real. And so it's not looking good for Miss Jenna at all.
She hasn't updated her Instagram in one whole day, which for such a big press day as this, that's a big deal.
That means she's trying to figure out what the hell her statement's about to be.
Yep.
So that just put a whole damper on watching their love story unfold. Okay. But yeah, so that's the tea there. And that's all I got. Should we get into the recap?
Let's go into it, friend.
Dive into this recap. So we pick up this week. This is the final week of Paradise. We pick up from last week where Shoshana was left crying after New Zealand Jordan returns from his date with Cassandra. Tells Shoshana that he's going to pursue Cassandra. The next day, Shoshana, she's in better spirits. She's at the bar with Wells. She looks happier. She's doing well. Meanwhile, Camille, the love of her life, is off with Annalise, still talking shit about Shoshana, how she burned his picture in the flat fire and all that stuff. At any rate, everyone is coupled off at this point. There's a lot of couples. Everyone appears to be doing great. Joe and Kendall, Kevin and Astrid, Chris and Crystal, everyone's canoodling, all that jazz. Suddenly, Venmo John discovers a date card, and it's for Jordan and Jenna.
Finally.
Yeah, they haven't have they gone on a date before?
They went on their first date, like the first episode, I think.
Yeah, a very long time ago. So
yeah.
So Jordan and Jenna get a date card. They go off on their date. For their date, they are taking engagement photos.
Yeah, I thought this was real weird.
Very weird.
The concept was not a concept.
It wasn't a concept. Also, isn't this bad luck? Like,
yeah, it definitely is. It definitely is.
Pretending, like doing engagement photos, putting on a wedding dress.
Putting on the dress.
If you're not getting married, like, I know for damn sure that's some bad luck.
Oh, yeah. I would never do that.
No.
I would say, no, I'm not doing this.
Nope. I don't want that bad juju. So yeah, they're taking engagement photos. Jenna says in her confessional at this point, everything changes afterwards, how she doesn't think she's ready to get engaged, and she says she's nervous about her feelings for Jordan, all that jazz, whatever. The photographer, tells them, we're gonna do an outfit change, and that's when she goes to the changing room and sees a fucking wedding dress waiting for her. Like, she comes out in the dress, she of course is feeling some type of way. This is just like an emotional thing. A woman putting on a wedding dress, at least for me, like, yeah, I would feel very emotional, particularly if it's like fake. Like, I don't want to put on a wedding dress unless I'm like legitimately planning a wedding. And right,
but then you're in this fake environment with this real person who you think you're in love with, but like, are you? Because you don't really know them. Like, it's too much.
Too much.
It's too much.
Way too much. The whole thing felt just like very uncomfortable for me. Personally, I would bow out of this date. I would flat out tell the producers I'm not doing this.
Yeah, I'd be like, no, straight to dinner.
Yeah, like, straight to dinner. Cut all this out. I'm not doing it. So she's, she's going along with it. She put on the dress and all that shit. She's questioning Jordan about his feelings for her, and, he assures her. She does this all the time. She cries. Yeah. She questions something, and then Jordan just comforts her or reassures her. So that was their dates. Afterwards, Jordan and Jenna return to the island. I always say to the island. They're not on a fucking island, are they?
No, I guess they're just in Mexico.
Yeah, they're just on a beach. I always say they return to the island. So they return to the beach, and they are raving about their dates. And then we have a new arrival.
Why? Why do we have a new arrival?
There's literally like 18 hours left of Paradise.
That's it. That's it until Fantasy Suites.
Yes. Why is Robbie here? Robbie the cyborg, as I like to refer him to. He is here in Paradise. Robbie is from JoJo season. He made it to the bottom two, or the top two, I want to say, of JoJo season. Robbie was also on Bachelor in Paradise last year. He had a relationship with Amanda Stanton. I always say her name wrong.
Oh, yes.
And then that shit crashed and burned because he cheated on her. And they had this whole moment on the reunion show. These pictures came out of him kissing some other girl.
Oh, my God.
Then him and Amanda were in some Twitter wars over some nonsense.
What?
very messy. Robbie is very clearly here for redemption story of some sort, but it's so fucking late that no one even gives a shit.
Yeah,
so.
there's nothing to be had.
Nothing to be had. No one cares that you're here. Just very unnecessary to bring him, I feel like. So he shows up. Jordan had me dying. He said, "Here comes the Grim Reaper," which is how I think of Robbie. He fucking freaks me out, this dude. And so, yeah, he comes to Paradise. Very anticlimactic, welcome. No one gives a shit.
No. And the girls are like, ew, it's Robbie.
Yeah. Girls are not into it. Everyone's paired off. What? Why is this happening?
Oh, yeah.
So he comes with a date card. He obviously starts pulling girls. Crystal's like, I'm with Chris, so... Chris wasn't even worried. For the first time, I actually believed Chris when he said, I'm not worried.
Yeah.
Because...
And I also wasn't worried for Chris.
No, exactly. There's no way that Robbie's gonna steal anyone at this point.
Yeah.
And so Robbie, he pulls a whole bunch of people. It's just dumb because everyone's turning him down. And then finally... first, he pulls Jenna and is trying to convince her. And then Jordan approaches Robbie and tells him that, Jenna's my girl, so don't even try and go there.
He lives for those moments, man.
Lives for those
moments. Where he can, stomp with his two big feet and say, that's my woman over there.
But I feel like one of the reasons why Robbie is there is he's there to be, an antagonist to Jordan.
Yeah.
He kind of looks like Jordan.
Which isn't hard to do.
It's not hard to do. He kind of looks like Jordan.
Yeah.
David's gone, so now let's just send in another person to antagonize Jordan, get some sound bites at him, all that shit. So yeah, that happens. Robbie finally decides to ask Shoshana because she's literally the last girl left. Everyone is paired off.
So lonely.
Very lonely.
Shush.
Right. So he asks her out on the date, and she finally says yes after turning down 2 fucking dates last week.
Oh my god.
Finally says yes to a date. And as you said before, none of the other girls are happy that Robbie's here. And Astrid 100% said it best, where she said, people always say you can't turn a hoe into a housewife. Well, you can't turn a fuckboy into a husband. Snaps to Astrid.
What a word.
'Cause ain't that the truth? So Robbie and Shosh go off on their date. Robbie is just spitting typical bullshit.
Yeah, I didn't really see what they had in common or what they were. It was so boring.
So boring.
And they were just sitting there eating dinner, and then they heard music and started dancing. I was like, they couldn't make this a little more interesting for this man who's only going to be here for 12 hours.
Right. They have no connection whatsoever. He's just talking bullshit about, what he's looking for, yada yada. Totally glosses over his breakup with Amanda. Definitely wasn't going to say that he cheated and had a whole Twitter war with her. And Shoshana's like, yeah, let's just leave everything in the past. I want to start anew. And, everyone should get to know Robbie, give him a chance. All that's girl, bye. There's
just making excuses for things that you don't even know about.
You don't even know about. All I need to know is, because I know the girls on the island were immediately he ain't shit. That's all I need to know. I don't need to know for myself. I'll take your word for it, girl. I'm good. Shosh want to be Captain Save-A-Ho and go out here sacrifice herself and go on this date trying to find a damn boyfriend. And little does she know he ain't shit. So... Meanwhile, back on the beach, everyone's talking about how Robbie ain't shit. And Jordan said something that I thought was interesting. He said Robbie dated Amanda basically for the social following. I forgot how he put it, but he said something about the social.
His job was social media influencer?
Yes, that was his job title last season. Social media influencer, because I totally forgot about this. On last season, all Robbie would talk about was being an influencer. And when you're an influencer, you this. Kind of like how Jordan talks about being a male model all the time. He was talking about that shit. Yeah. So he real about his Instagram. I'm here for
his
gram.
clout. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Jordan flat out said Robbie, followed Amanda or was with Amanda for social following. And I thought that was interesting that they kept that in there, like, for editing, because, like, any mention of people being on the show for followers, to me, doesn't look that good for the show.
Right, that's what I was about to say. I'm like, is that all they got? Because I'm sure this guy is a scumbag.
Yeah.
So they couldn't just get a little more out of it, but they kept that in, which is weird.
Yeah, they kept that in, but I guess that's the image, that's the character they're painting of Robbie. He's the evil, Instagram hoe or whatever. So yeah, meanwhile, everyone is coupled off. Cassandra is feeling a little left out because Eric is gone, and Eric left, so she's just here chilling, basically.
Well, no, it's Jordan, allegedly.
Yeah, oh, that's right. So Jordan pulls her aside, and
Kiwi Jordan, yes, pulls her aside, and Cassandra, desperately wants him to make a move on her. Jordan's moving a little bit slower. Because he doesn't like her.
Because, right, he don't really like her. They got about 24 hours left. All of this is stupid. Why even start something at this point? But anyways, he finally makes a move. He kisses her. He says he's happy that he's out of the friend zone. Yada, yada. Kendall and Joe. Now, both Kendall and Joe admit that they're afraid of commitment.
Yeah.
Joe, he's starting to open up a little bit more. He says to Kendall, I like your soul, and that he's scared of not seeing her every day. And then, so they're kind of like off on the daybed, just kind of canoodling, having their little alone time. And then he kind of makes a joke and says, you never know, maybe we get engaged, ha 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 ha. Obviously lighthearted, obviously making a joke. Still kind of weird though, because he's definitely serious about Kendall, so
yeah, and the engagement possibility is also very serious.
It's also very serious. So while it's obviously a joke, it's still like, let's not joke about this.
Yeah.
So Kendall just freaks out at this moment.
Yeah.
Because between the joke of engagement and then I think she's starting to realize how serious Joe is for her, she just suddenly is just like in a very odd mood and just feeling weird. So after their conversation, she pretty much like leaves and goes to bed and just leaves on they're left on bad terms, essentially. Like she kind of shut down in the middle of the conversation. He couldn't really get anything out of her, and she was just like, I'm going to bed.
I know. I wonder why she was so hard to like pry and get out of, but I guess, I don't know, she was just in her head, I guess.
Yeah, I think she was just totally in her head at that moment.
Yeah.
So anyways, time for the cocktail party. And the women have the power this week. We have 9 men, 8 women. So one guy has to go home. Annalise is thinking she's getting engaged. She's talking.
Yeah, already.
Big talk. Yep, big talk. Kevin and Astrid are pretty solid. Kevin tells Astrid, I love you so much. You make me feel so good. Olivia she's torn between John and Diggy. So she's a little hot commodity this week. Diggy pulls her away. They have a little moment. The trumpet player from their date like randomly appears.
Can I just tell you guys, so my parents usually don't bother with this show. By the end of this franchise, my father had his popcorn ready watching the show with me. Yes. And he thought this was hysterical.
The trumpet
like every
thing?
time the trumpet player came on, he was like dying of laughter.
Oh my
so
God.
It hit a level of humor. I don't know who it was hitting. I guess the dads, maybe the moms, did not hit me. Did not think this was funny at all.
Not at all. I didn't chuckle at all. I was just like,
Nope.
okay. And then they brought him back again. Like they kept bringing him with
They kept bringing him in.
the trumpet player.
Okay.
That's what they do that on Paradise a lot though. They like find these little random corny campy
Like gimmicks
and they just ride it out like all the way out. Like last season or 2 seasons ago, they had someone who was like always talking to the crabs that like were around.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember who it was, but they're so into like having it would be someone like drunk just like talking to themselves and they'd like splice in a crab.
Oh my God.
It was a whole thing for the whole season. It's like ridiculous.
Oh my God.
So Olivia and Diggy have a moment with their little trumpet player. Then Venmo John steals her away. takes her to this very random ass sunflower garden on the middle of the beach. What was that?
I didn't understand how he got this.
And do sunflowers can things grow in sand like this?
I don't. I thought they were fake.
They had to be
Joanne's fabrics.
They had to be. Geologically, I don't know how this works. Yeah. I ain't never seen no sunflowers. Big ass sunflowers growing in no Mexican sand. Like, but all right. So he had his little date with Olivia over by the sunflower garden. Meanwhile, Shoshana, she had her one little date, her one little dinner with Robbie, and now she already talking about she wants to be his girlfriend.
Oh yeah, yep.
Jesus, one date, girl. Let's tone it down. Olivia, I think her and Shoshana seem to be like friends, like off the show.
Yeah,
they're always like off together, kind of kikiing. So Olivia, she pulls Shoshana aside and she was like, "Girl, I need to tell you about Robbie, because you were running up and down this beach looking hella dumb." So she tells her that Robbie cheated on Amanda, and that his intentions. There's no way his intentions are pure. Like, this is not someone who, as a friend, I'm gonna co-sign for you. So, and Shoshana's just in her confession, like, "Oh my God, I can't believe it. I can't believe she's telling me this. This is crazy." And I'm like, where have you been? Like,
yeah. How crazy is this? He came at the 23rd hour, and did you ask him what he did for a living?
Right. And what are you doing?
I still don't know what Shosh does.
On the 23rd hour.
Yeah.
Looking for love for real? Are you for real? Let's be real.
Yeah, right. How?
How?
How is this possible?
Good Lord. So she hears this news from her friend. She decides to confront Robbie. She flat out asks him, like, "Have you ever cheated on anyone?" And he says, "Yes." And then she asks Amanda. And I didn't catch what he said. It was like a mumble of something.
Yeah, he ran around it.
Yeah, he said like "merp" and then went in and said, "Well, it's in my past," blah blah blah, like this typical, shit people always say.
A cheater response.
The cheater response. And yeah, kind of just they ended that with like, "It's in the past, like whatever, we'll move forward," blah blah blah. Meanwhile, everyone at this point has heard about the Kendall and Joe drama and how Kendall stormed away and her and Joe were like not on good terms, and everyone's talking about it. Everyone's freaking out over Kendall and Joe and what went down. So Kendall and Joe have another conversation. And this was sad, guys. This was a little sad.
Devastating.
Yeah. So Kendall says to Joe, last night when we were talking about the future, it felt like it wasn't because we wanted to be together, but because we had to. This just sounds like bullshit.
Right, because what do you mean we?
What are you talking about?
She definitely is talking about herself here. It was really obvious to me that she was talking just about herself and then trying to blame it on the both of them and like, "Oh, on the beach." Right. No, girl, that's how you feel.
This is you trying to use the royal we, and Joe was like, "Nah, girl, that's you. Stop." So she says, "I just don't know how you feel about me." And Joe fucking went in. He was like, "You don't know how I feel?" He's like, "I haven't kissed or gone on a date with anyone else." Ooh. Which is true. He's been by her side since day one. He said, "I spent all day with you. I've been pulled on multiple side conversation with girls, if they want to go on a date. And first word out of my mouth is Kendall." Like, so he's just like, this is pure bullshit that you're talking right now. Talking about, you don't know how I feel about you. This is ridiculous. And then he said the reason why he hadn't expressed how he feels, like in words, or saying it plainly to her, is because she's been saying to him that all her last boyfriends have suffocated her. And so he's been kind of tiptoeing the lines of not trying to give her freedom, basically. Yeah. And he said, "You know what? The truth is, you don't know how you feel about me." And from the minute you went out with Leo, that was pretty much evident to him. And so Kendall, she's like, well, a large part of me just doesn't know if we're making the right decision. And that's when he was like, you need to stop saying we. Like, it was driving him crazy. She kept using, like, the royal collective we. And he's like, count me out of that shit. Like, this is your feelings. Own up to your feelings.
He literally said, what if we get engaged tomorrow? Wink, wink. And you're talking about, I don't know how I feel about you? What?
Yeah, what?
How, girl?
Oh my God. And so Joe just said, we're just not in the same place. And Kendall, well, I always thought you felt the same way as me. And he just flat out was just like, no, like, I'm not staying here. This is stupid. Like,
I love how he did that. I love how he didn't, like, lay down and take it. He didn't come back crying and, like, say that, try to, like, win Olivia, like,
oh God.
Try to just stay. Mm-hmm. He was just like, you know what, this is stupid. I love you, you don't, and I gotta go.
That's it.
Yeah.
I think here, and I said this on Twitter, Kendall's love language, I think, is 100% words of affirmation.
Mm-hmm.
And Joe is a man of few words.
Yeah.
And so that already is like a mismatch. Like, they're not speaking each other's love languages.
Right. Yeah.
And so Joe, he's like, how can you not tell I love you? Like, I spend all my time with you. Like, he's been showing her through actions. But for her, she needs the words. And so she wasn't getting that. And so in her head, she's like, I don't know how he feels about me. And so just a lot of miscommunication and a lot of cross-wiring there, clearly.
Mind you, their only date that they've had was with babies.
Yeah, they never even had, like, a for real date.
They never had, like, a nice date where they could dance under the moonlight, so.
But even still, they've been on the island by each other's side.
I know.
All damn day. They spend all day together getting to know each other. It's preposterous for Kendall to say she does not know how Joe feels about her. Like, I couldn't even see her side, not one bit.
Yeah. The only thing I could see was her fear of being like, after this, what's going to happen, just because they've only been in this scenario.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, they've never been outside of even the island together. Mm-hmm. That's,
That's what she should have said, though. But saying, I don't know how you feel about me, that's just pure nonsense. Mm-hmm. And I feel like Joe was even, like, offended. Like,
yeah. He looked offended.
He looked offended. That's why he was like, you know what? I'm just going to go. I'm going home. This is stupid. So Joe heads home, like, just literally in that moment, just, like, boards the Suburban, is out. Kendall's left on the daybed, crying. Sobbing to them. And, was talking to Astrid, saying, I wish he had said these things to me, and, all this stuff. And then, next thing, she's in the car and she's going home. Like, just, like, back-to-back Suburbans. I feel like, so the mention of, like, fantasy suites and, Bachelor in Paradise coming to an end and it starting to feel real to people, and now everyone's, like, freaking out at the last minute and stuff like that. I'm not in this situation, so maybe I don't understand, but, like, I don't understand why everyone feels such this immense pressure when there's no rules to this thing. You don't have to get engaged at the end. You can literally just leave here, and the agreement is, let's keep talking, and let's keep dating. Like, and that's it. But it's just, like, the ending is coming, and it's just, like, everyone is just catastrophic. Like, this is life or death. Like, I don't know what decision to make. And it's, like, do what John, I mean, we're going to get to it. John and Olivia, they just, like, skip down the beach, like, all right, let's keep dating. See ya. Like, but everyone's just so in their head, and I don't know, I guess it's like you have to be there to understand, but I'm just, like, so flabbergasted by how
it must be
how everyone's like feeling like they're making life or death decisions here. So Joe and Kendall break up. No one fucking saw that coming. Very sad. Even the way it ended just kind of threw everyone for a loop. And so they're gone. So everyone on the island is, like, shocked.
Yeah,
bugging out. And then we go into rose ceremony. Everyone picks according to plan. Crystal chooses Chris, Astrid and Kevin, Shoshana and Robbie, Jenna and Jordan, Annalise and Camille, Cassandra and Kiwi Jordan, And the final person is Olivia, who's torn between Venmo John, and Diggy. And she chooses Venmo John, which makes sense. She spent more time with him.
Yeah,
Diggy
right.
literally just got here like next week or last week. So yeah, we have to say goodbye to Diggy.
Bye, Diggy.
Bye, Diggs. It's been fun.
Yeah.
Oh, just so weird though, just to pop in for 2 days, go home.
That was so. I wonder if they told them too, because you have to tell your job something.
Yeah.
So I wonder if they told them like you're going to be here for max 3 days.
Yeah, I don't. Right. Probably not, because if they say that, then they're not gonna go. Why would I take off work for 3 days? Like.
Yeah, true. But it's a free vacation in Mexico, maybe?
That's true. It's free regardless. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. So Diggy was here, and then he's not like later. And of course, as he's riding the car home, the trumpet player is sitting next to him.
And my father was howling like a hyena, and I was
Dad is
like, this
still
is
cracking up.
not funny, but okay.
That's hilarious. So the next morning, Kevin ordered. Did you hear this? Kevin ordered a very disturbing breakfast.
What did he get?
He got an 8-egg omelet,
Kevin.
a full green bell pepper, bacon, and chicken. This is like a little side combo he was having with Astrid, but I was like, what the fuck
Kevin,
kind of breakfast is
that's
this?
too much food.
That is too much. 8-egg omelet
Yeah, that's crazy.
and bacon and chicken. That's mad protein for no reason.
Right. How much exercising are you doing on that beach to where you need that much protein in one
food.
meal?
Oof. I mean, guys be eating some weird shit, like big
They do.
ass
Especially
meals.
like built up ones
Built
like
ones,
him.
Yeah. But that just struck me. I was like, I have to write this down. This is crazy.
Yeah. Built guys, email us.
Yeah, what is this?
What do you guys eat for breakfast? Would you eat that?
Oh, God. I can eat 2 eggs. After 2, I feel disgusting. 'Cause it's just like,
Yeah, 2 eggs and bacon and like a piece of toast, and I'm like, whoo, I'm good till 2 o'clock.
good to go.
Like,
8? I can't imagine how big an 8-egg omelet is. Jesus.
right?
Anyways, suddenly Chris Harrison arrives. He gathers everybody around and announces that, no one else will be arriving to paradise. Finally. And then shocks everyone by saying tomorrow is the last day. Like, everyone's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And that tonight is the fantasy suites night. But fantasy suites are only for serious couples. So if you and whoever your match is, if it's just a little summer fling and it's not a real thing, then time for y'all to kick rocks, basically. And so, the guys and the girls, they all kind of gather with each other and kind of like strategizing, or not strategizing, but like talking through like what they think is going to go down. John pulls Olivia and says like, truth is, really like you. He said that she's a breath of fresh air in his life. That was a nice little compliment. But, he admits he's feeling a lot of pressure from the fantasy suites. Don't think that they're there yet, but they definitely he definitely wants to keep hanging out with her. And Olivia pretty much agrees, and they just skip off into the sunset.
Yep, and just some nice melanin Blasian love.
Nice little POC couple. Loved it.
Yeah.
Skipped into the sunset. And again, just agreed we'll keep dating after the show. No life or death here, guys.
Right. No engagements, no
engagement.
plans of marriage, none of that.
Nope. This has been fun. Let's continue the fun in the real world, and that's it. So they left, and then just after that, just all the other play couples broke up one by one.
Yeah.
So
right.
Cassandra and Kiwi Jordan, Robbie and Shoshana broke up. Robbie, his fake ass. If you ever come to Utah, I'll take you on a date.
Oh my God.
It's just no. It reminded me of like when you go out, if you're like walking on the street and you like bump into somebody from middle school, and you both are like, oh my God, we should totally hang out.
Let's hang out.
Love to hang out. And then like nobody exchanges numbers and nobody hears from each other
Right.
again. Like, just, it's okay to be like, it's been good to see you, and just go your separate ways.
And then that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, good luck with everything.
Right.
Bye.
Bye. So yeah, Robbie and Shoshana, that was a done deal. Meanwhile, Annalise talking with the girls about how excited she is for this fantasy suites. how her and Camille have talked about the future. Did you notice during this little scene here, Astrid and Jenna, both of their faces look hella dubious. Like,
no, I didn't see.
yes, the both of them are, everyone else besides Annalise recognized that Camille was not into her.
Yeah.
Even the people on the island. Like, we can't even say it was just editing. Like, we for sure back home see this shit. But just the look on Jenna and Astrid's face, they look like, oh my God, Annalise, girl.
I can't believe the things that he was saying really did sound like a script. It sounded like a producer handed it to him and was like, memorize this.
Yes, like he had an earpiece in his ear and an intern is like feeding him the lines. Sounds so scripted. Ugh. It's like a robot every time he talks, like a robot reading a script. No one is buying this relationship, Annalise. I'm so sorry. Meanwhile, Camille is with the boys, and he's saying, Annalise is great, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Very different pages. So, Annalise and Camille have a conversation. Annalise just fully all in. I feel we should definitely take the date card for the fantasy suites. I'm so excited by this. So happy to be your girlfriend. Singing his praises. Camille, I'm looking for a woman like you in my life, and I would like to go to the fantasy suites with you.
Oh my God.
His tone, he could have gone either way, I feel like.
Yeah. Yep. If she said, you know what, I'm not ready for this, I want to go back to San Fran and see what's up, he'd be like, okay, I'll see you.
See you then. Yeah.
Yeah. In a week.
I feel like he could have gone, he was just flowing with the wind. She wants to go to the suites? Yep. Sweet, let's go. But there was no genuine, this is my woman, I'm excited to take it to the next level. None of that. He's not into it. No one's buying this. Next, Jordan and Jenna, they're all good. Chris and Crystal, all good. Now, Astrid. Poor Astrid. And
she was so sure, too.
Yes.
She was running down them steps, and she asked him. She was like, oh, so you're going to ask me?
Oh, God.
She asked in such a confident way, and he was over there sweating.
Sweating bullets and going through it.
Like a red tomato, just sweating in the sun.
And so Astrid, one thing, I love Astrid. I've come to really like her over the course of the season.
Yeah, me too.
She did say in her confessional, I don't feel like I need to get engaged, but if he asked me, I wouldn't say no. Only in the Bachelor world do people say shit like this.
Right. Yeah, I wouldn't say no.
This is not how you go into an engagement.
Yeah.
Half-heartedly.
But people think of engagements differently.
People what?
In Bachelor world. People think of engagements differently.
Yeah, totally. In this world, it's it's the holy grail and the ultimate prize, and you're a failure if you don't leave with an engagement kind of thing.
And an engagement is not necessarily a lead to marriage. It's just a lead to the next step.
Yeah, that's how it's used in this world. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's continue dating the real world. Oh, but I have to give you a ring and get down on one knee and propose for us to solidify that.
Right.
Very odd. So anyways, Astrid and Kevin, they're on the date beds. Kevin is just looking a mess. He's been tossing and turning. He hasn't slept in days. He looks awful.
Yeah.
And he says, I'm having a bad day. I'm having an actual mental breakdown, actually. And Astrid's like, okay, talk to me. What's going on? Now she's terrified because she came down all hunky-dory. So he starts off by saying, I feel like we're miles ahead of everybody upstairs. But the potential of picking out a ring after fantasy suites is just a lot, and it's just weighing on me. So we have to remember, Kevin's been here before. Yeah. Twice. And clearly he's been crippled by both experiences. Yes. He got down on one knee and proposed to somebody on Bachelorette Canada. And he had a full-on relationship with Ashley I on Winter Games. Yes. He had a whole thing in the fantasy suites. And then she cheated on him, and then last we got engaged in front of him. So the poor guy is really going through it.
He looks like somebody who was triggered.
Yes, very triggered. Super triggered, and looked like a deer in headlights. Like he just didn't know what the hell to do. And so he says, just fantasy suites just means a lot to him. Like that, it just represents a lot to him.
Yeah.
And he said, like, you know, I went to fantasy suites with Ashley, and it was a regretful decision. Like he ooh, that was terrible.
Yeah.
He regrets doing that because I feel like it took their relationship to the next level. We kind of talked about this last week. And then their relationship crashed and burned. And so he's just scarred, essentially, from fantasy suites in general. And then, like, suddenly all these doubts about Astrid are just, like, coming to the surface.
Oh, my God. And Astrid was like, wait,
what?
Like, how did that not come up in your 12-month plan review that you guys made?
Yeah. Exactly. And so he says, you know, there are things that I've masked, you know, personality-wise we're perfect, but lifestyle-wise, I don't know.
I was like, what is he talking about?
What does that mean?
Because where's Astrid from?
I don't know where... So he lives in Canada. I'm not sure where she's from.
Yeah. I don't know where she's from either. I can't remember. Yeah. But I was like, does like Astrid not want to have kids? Right. Is this like a drastic like deal breaker type shit? Or is this like she doesn't like the snow?
Right. Because he said lifestyle doesn't match. So what is that? That's like a
what does
fundamental
that mean,
thing.
Lifestyle?
Yeah, he didn't really explain, so I don't really know. And then he said, you know, I'm at 80% and there's just things in the pit of my stomach. So this is news to Astrid because he was literally yesterday telling her how much he loved her, full on saying, I love you. You're the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. Like all of these things. You're so special, this, that, and the third. So she's totally caught off guard. She literally says, what the actual fuck? Are you breaking up with me? Just so caught off guard.
Yeah.
And then Kevin, he just says, you know, my heart just isn't fully in it. And poor Ash, I felt for her.
Oh my God,
I felt for
horribly.
Her. The tears started. And she just said, the one thing I asked for you to do was not to blindside me. It's the one thing I asked, and this is exactly what you're doing to me right now.
Yep.
And she said, I ask you every day where you're at and how you feel, and now suddenly all these doubts and all this bullshit's coming to the surface. Like, what the hell is this? And he just says, like, I don't know what to do. When I look at you, I love you. I don't know. And she's like, I've given you everything I got. If I'm not enough, then I don't know what to do. And she pretty much just gets up and leaves, like, in that moment.
Books it
out of there. Kevin's a wreck. He literally screamed after her, don't leave me like this. It was so dramatic. It was sad, but, like, hilarious at the same time.
Yeah, no, that's funny.
Don't leave me like this. So he's a wreck on the daybed. He's been a wreck. I feel like he's been a wreck since his breakup with Ashley.
I know. I feel like that, too.
I don't think he's fully healed from that. He's been in therapy. He's been working through it. But I don't think he was fully healed to the point that he should have been at paradise looking for love.
That's it. I think he would be fine fully healed in the real world, but I think with all this like fantasy suites and then Ashley getting engaged in front of his 2 eyes and then he had to like with his girlfriend. Like that's a lot when you've been going to therapy twice a week already.
That's a lot. And it's easy, as we've seen with many of the people here, to get caught up in the whole Bachelor hoopla. Colton was running around the beach with Tia talking about she's the one. And then one day he woke up and was like, fuck, what am I doing? Eric did the same thing. Yeah. They all just get kind of caught up in this world, I guess. And then it hits them one day like, oh, shit, I'm actually not ready for a relationship. And this girl's talking engagement and babies. I need to get the fuck out of here. So I think that was basically another example of that. And someone who had no business being on the show because they weren't fully healed from whatever past shit they'd gone through. Yeah. So Ashton and Kevin break up, which was so sad.
That was horrible.
Horrible. No one saw that coming. No. People, I think Crystal or somebody said earlier that she predicted that he would propose to her. So even people on the island were like totally caught off guard. And Astrid booked it out of there. She gave quick goodbye hugs and was just like, I'm not even talking to nobody, and just got the fuck out of there. And she said she's in her Suburban, like crying and shit. Like, I don't get how you can say one thing and do another. And this is quintessential you know, what we've been saying on the podcast, that words don't mean shit.
Yeah.
Action is everything. And so love Kevin, you know, appreciate him, understand he's going through some shit, even though I didn't really appreciate this, but still, you can say all the words in the world, and that still is not gonna trump action.
Right.
And so yeah, Astrid got a rude awakening and a full taste of that. And yeah, everyone now on the island is freaking the fuck out.
As they should be, because they were definitely a solid couple who...
Yeah.
They seemed to connect on a different level than everybody else did.
Mm-hmm. Kevin flat out said it. He was like, we're miles away, or miles ahead of everybody upstairs. But still, if it's not 100% there, or the person within themselves is not fully functioning, like mentally, emotionally, then it's not going to work no matter what. So Chris Harrison comes back, and we've gone from 7 couples to 3. Like, he literally did his little announcement about fantasy suites, and then just everyone dropped like flies. So we're left with Chris and Crystal, Jenna and Jordan, and Annalise and Camille. And so they all leave for their fantasy suite overnight dates. Chris and Crystal, they were bonding over their, like, childhoods. They didn't really go too much into detail on this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember. Yeah, and he was just like, oh, you just changed all your adversity into a positive trait about yourself. Whatever. And I was like, I have no interest in those two. Sorry.
Yeah, me neither. Not until the very end. I was like, okay, y'all are cute, but
yeah.
During the actual episode, yeah. So they bond over. I guess they've had kind of troubled paths or family dynamics. And Crystal just talks about how she's, you know, scared of an engagement and letting her guards down, and Chris just reassures her, and they kiss, and it's all happy. Camille and Annalise. It's like my favorite couple because it's just a mess. Like,
it's so obvious to everybody watching that, like, he is not that into you.
He's not that into you. He is not into you. Not even that into you. He is not into you. So, and she's just on another planet. They're just leagues away. So Annalise says, you know, we have such a good thing. I don't want to scare him away. That was her first.
That was hysterical. Twitter blew up with that one. We were like, girl. First of all, where he gonna run? Secondly, what do you mean scare him away? You're already talking about getting engaged to this man, and you haven't... When did he come in? Like week 4?
Yeah, I don't remember. He was, not that long ago.
He was a late one. And sure you came in week 6. This is week 6 now. Ugh, I can't.
So she says, you know, I've heard before that I'm the type of girl that, you know, someone can see themselves with, but I'm not the girl, you know. And she's kind of heard that before. And so Camille breaks off into this long scripted monologue and says to her, you know, you're not the type of girl, you are the girl, and you have everything I'm looking for. My heart is racing. I feel like I'm falling in love with you. I didn't buy not 1 second of
Nothing.
this. There wasn't a morsel of sincerity in this.
No.
And I just don't understand how Annalise could just eat this up. She's so giving of herself. Yeah, listening to him, I'm just like not buying any of it, and also just wondering when this is gonna crash and burn, basically. Didn't know if it was gonna be like on the show or on the reunion. Like I knew it was gonna happen at some point in time. Jenna and Jordan. Jordan says, you know, I'm in love with you. We've got a big decision tomorrow. You know, if this happens, just know I'll always be by your side. I just can't even. The two of them getting, the idea of the two of them getting engaged in paradise just sounds like ridiculous.
Yeah, because they're such superficial people that it just seemed... I don't know what kind of value they place in engagement, but he said that he only wants to be engaged once.
Yeah, he seems to place a lot of value in it. But Jordan's one big gimmick. Jenna, we learn, has dubious intentions. But even her, she's flopping all over the island. She
didn't even really say no to Robbie.
No, exactly. She like half entertained Robbie.
Yeah.
And just seems to be so much of like a free spirit, and still in kind of like that, you know, I'm free, I'm me, I'm all over the place.
Yeah,
kind
like
of,
single party mode.
Yeah. So to settle down, get engaged, that doesn't even seem like it makes sense. And she says, you know, I've been praying for someone like you. God brought you into my life. I'm like, girl, leave God out of this, please.
Leave God out of this.
Jesus did not ask for this. Did not ordain this.
He is busy with Astrid and
right.
Kevin.
Exactly.
Oh my Lord.
Don't even do all this. And then they just kind of show all the couples getting down and dirty and about to knock boots in them fantasy suites.
Knock boots.
And the episode cuts out. So part 2, we got a studio audience. And, you know, we return to the episode. We see Annalise and Camille waking up in bed. Annalise is on cloud 9, so excited to think he might get down on one knee today. Jesus Christ. I mean, how is someone so unaware? I'm sorry. I just can't.
You know what it is? You know what kind of revelation I had as we were recapping? And I'll get to this later as their breakup comes in 58 minutes. She places more value in engagement than she does their relationship.
Yeah.
And until she doesn't make that distinction and just takes relationships as they are, and if he's the one, then he's the one. If he's not, then break up with him. She's gonna keep falling into this pattern.
Yeah. She's attached to the idea of an engagement. It's less about the person. It's more, I just need to get engaged.
Yeah. Yep.
She's at that level of desperation. Like,
yes.
That she's so blinded by that concept, because this is nuts. Like, it's so obvious that you are in a different world from him. Like, she's not even picking the fact that she's saying in confessionals that, like, I can't wait till he gets down on one knee. She's not even recognizing that he's so clearly not there yet. Like, she still went down onto the beach for her final moment and was expecting him to get down on one. Like, that is wild.
Yeah.
So, Annalise, they have the whole final beach setup. Camille's down on the beach. They're going to do their final kind of like chat to each other or proposal, whatever it is. And he's saying in his confessional that he don't know what he about to do. So he's definitely not set on an engagement. That's for damn sure.
No.
So Annalise meets him down on the beach. Did you catch that she said to him, "You look so handsome"? And he said, "Thank you."
No. But see, he be doing that. He that 60-40 nigga.
Oh,
see?
There you go.
He be doing that shit. Because he did that on the reunion again.
He did it again?
I'll point it out later.
Yeah. It's all about him. Can't even give her a little compliment.
Yep.
Jesus. So Annalise gives her whole little speech. I've fallen in love with your soul. That is a goddamn lie. You do not know this man's soul. You've been there for a week. Stop. When I look at you, I feel safe and I feel trust. I want to spend the rest of my life waking up to you. I love you. Then Camille, I realized that when I was falling in love with you, when, the first time I met you, which is a load of shit, Camille. Stop.
Yep.
I love you and I want to have a future together. Then, I know you're ready for an engagement, but right now I am not. And Annalise looked very disappointed.
Yeah,
but
she did.
Tried to play it off and said, I agree, totally agree. God, I don't like Camille.
I don't like Camille. I'm not really a fan of Annalise either.
Yeah, she needs help.
Yeah.
She needs help.
I just feel like she really enabled this man who should have went home 2 weeks ago to stay, which is annoying.
Yeah, enabled her own heartbreak, which makes us feel less sympathy for her, because we're both or not even both, all of America is like, girl, it is in your face. How are you so unself-aware? I can't. And so, they, I guess, leave together, but not an engagement, which is what she wanted, but whatever. Next up is Jenna and Jordan. So Jordan, he's saying, I feel very lucky to have Jenna in my life. She's changed my life. And, you know, Jenna wants to get engaged here, and it's going to be hard for me not to give her that. And that's what he's saying. Mm-hmm. So Jenna, she goes down. She's already freaking out. You know, she's all nervous and shit. And she says, "This is some acting, man." To find out later that she's not even into
that
this
she
nigga.
made this all up.
This is some full-on acting that she was doing. All of this. So she says, you know, "You've made me feel alive again. You're the one person who's inspired me to open my heart. I love you so much. I'm ready to spend the rest of my life with you. Jordan, you taught me to believe in love at first sight. I'm the lucky one. Can't wait to start a family with you." And he kisses her and gets down on one knee and proposes. Just wild. They hug, they kiss. Jenna says to the camera, "I got exactly what I wanted." Mm-hmm. And Jordan said, you know, "If she's the one, this is the one." This is crazy. They just throw and get. I'm just even like, so I'm trying to get into the mindset of Jenna, who we've now learned is a fraud.
A scammer.
Yeah, and all of this is fake. Don't you want, like, why would you want to taint this experience? Like, I only want to have one man get down on one knee in front of me and do, I only want to do this once too.
Right, yeah.
But in her head, she just kind of throws it away, like, whatever, like, I'll have this little fake thing, try to make some money, and then, you know, later on in my life, what?
It's just the greed. It's the greed, and then also laziness. Like, if you can't, because, you know, Crystal, on her little Instagram, Coach Crystal, she'd be out here doing her little fitness stories every morning and programs and all types of stuff. I don't see Jenna doing any of that. Any of that, like, strategic marketing that Crystal is doing. So she just also doesn't want to do the work. This is much easier. Like, making these big declarative statements that you literally plucked from the notebook is a lot easier than, like, creating a whole strategy plan for your fitness line that, like, Crystal does.
Yeah, she's just gonna ride, you know, I'm a Bachelor in Paradise couple, and they, I mean, Jade and Tanner, Carly Evan, they make bank off of this shit. Just being together and posting shit together, they make bank. So I guess that was her plan. But geez, to do all that and all of it be fake, and who wants to have a memory of a man getting down on one knee and you saying yes, and then none of it is real? This is crazy.
And it's not just a memory; it's on camera.
It's on camera.
Just in case you want to watch again.
Right. Oh God. And so they hug and kiss, and they're an engaged Bachelor in Paradise couple. Last up, Chris and Crystal. Now, Chris, he says something very smart and common sense. You know, I have some doubts being committed to someone who I haven't even introduced to my family yet.
Makes sense.
Makes a lot of sense. It's a fine doubt to have. Meanwhile, Crystal, she's, you know, freaking out, wondering whether all of this is too good to be true. So they meet up on the beach, and Chris speaks first this time. Or like the man speaks first. And he said, you know, hasn't been smooth sailing. To be honest, there was a moment I wanted to give up a few weeks ago. But you've helped me become a better version of myself. And then he says, you know, I have to be honest with myself and be honest with you. And I'm so sorry, but it would be unfair to both of us if I left here holding your hand. Because I want to leave here holding your heart.
Oh my God. But he lives for the drama.
He lives
for that, like, suspense and all that.
That was a long build-up.
He's such a...
Poor Crystal. Her heart was about to crash.
Yeah.
And then he gets down on one knee and proposes.
Which is also lunacy, but fine.
Pure lunacy, but they look a little bit more genuine to me. So I'm like,
yes.
All right, at least there's some genuine, real-ass feelings here, I think. And so she's, you know, excited, jumped for joy, screaming and all that stuff. And then he FaceTimes his mom. I think it was his mom.
Aww.
And it was like, I got engaged. And the mom is like, is that Crystal?
Yeah.
So so fun. The mom is meeting his fiance for the first time on FaceTime.
On FaceTime.
And all she knows about Crystal is, like, she's the villain from last season. So she's like,
Right.
what? I have so much to learn about this woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was the show. And then we go into the live reunion, so to speak. So almost everyone in the cast is there.
Yeah, a lot of people were there.
A lot of people were there. They go around, introduce everybody one by one. Leo, surprise, surprise, got booze. Straight booze. I don't know why he was there. They didn't even do anything with him. Like,
nothing. There were so many people there, and no content for most of those people.
None of them said a word. Would have loved, fully appreciated a hot seat moment with Leo and Kendall, and just have her roast the shit out of him, or just not even. Don't even put Kendall on the seat. Just have him sit on the hot seat and then let Bibiana roast the shit out of him from her seat. Let Tia
She's good
roast
for that.
Tia could do a little roast too.
Ooh,
let her
Tia,
roast the shit out of
Tia
him.
can do it too.
And just let him have it and then let him go. But we didn't get that moment. So anyways, we get a whole recap of the season. Venmo John kissing everybody. Erica, I keep saying Erica. Eric and his craziness with Angela. The whole Tia and Colton mess. The Jordan and David mess. The Benoit, Jenna, and Jordan drama. Just like all the stuff that happened over the season. So John and Olivia, we get a little recap, or not recap, we get a little status update, what's going on with them.
Yeah.
So Olivia, she says, we FaceTimed a lot. We spent a weekend together. He told me a few weeks ago that he wants to just be friends, and that the long distance. He's in San Francisco. I don't remember, where did they say she's from, or where she's at?
Chicago.
Right, so that long distance, he said it wasn't for him and he wanted to be friends.
Yeah.
And then John said, he's like, I'd never been in a long distance relationship and our lifestyles just don't seem to mesh. And so it is what it is, kind of thing. And then Olivia, she came for him.
Came for his neck.
Came for his neck. Damn. And was basically saying, well, I'm really confused because, you're over here kind of publicizing your relationships with other people, and apparently I missed this, but apparently John FaceTimes with Chelsea and posted a picture about it or something.
Yeah.
I don't really know what she was implying here, but that could have been us FaceTiming. Like, what's that all about? And the camera just goes to John, and it's just silence. Like, he had nothing to say.
He's like, merp,
merp, nothing to say, or I don't know, didn't come up with his explanation, or didn't feel like doing this on camera.
Back and forth. Yeah. This is where I was like, this is what he means by lifestyles are different. Because she comes with that young shit. She seems very immature to me.
She's young, yeah.
Not even immature, but she just seems young. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, okay, she's like 23, 24. I know people who are 23, 24 who act just like that. And he's 28?
Yeah, something like that.
29, something like that. And has had some real solid work experience at the very least. Dating, I'm not sure, but work experience. So he's probably just over this.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not doing this on national television, on this, on the state. We're not doing this. So, and that was a little tea there. Eric and Angela. So Eric, still coming his story.
Yeah.
He said I put in so much effort into our relationship, but it just never moved beyond a friendship, which is just pure.
That is so ridiculous.
Bullshit. It's pure bullshit. Angela said, you can't say you don't know where I stood. You keep trying to downplay what we had, that it was just a friendship. Like, stop the madness. Stop with this narrative. It's not working.
Yeah.
Everyone saw that you were telling me all these things. I was saying all these things to you. Like, we were more than this.
And rubbing up on me on the beach. Like, you weren't doing that with any of your other friends.
Exactly. And so his explanation is that he's, again, trying to put it on her. Your walls were up. I didn't know how to break down the walls. I should have came to you sooner and expressed my doubts, whatever. I'm sorry. And they kind of wrap it up. She accepts his apology, and she's moved on.
She accepted, exactly. That's how she accepted it. Like, I'm getting new dick, so it's fine.
I got my new man, Clay, who's treating me like a queen, and so I'm good with you, boo. And that's it. Benoit and Jordan.
Oh, my God.
I forgot this was even like a thing.
I know. I moved straight to the other segment anyway.
Yeah, so they kind of just rehashed their stuff. Jordan always had like a big issue with Benoit. Benoit's like, I never forced Jenna to go on a date with me, so you need to go talk to your homegirl. Like, that's it. And Jordan just came with the low blows constantly. Yeah. He's literally like an 11-year-old who just like is, picking on people on the playground and just says all the little stupid, he just talks fast and says all these like stupid insults and just like gets it all out there and always low blows. He said I think Benoit said to him, like, I don't compare women to snacks. Because Jordan,
snacks or meals. Yes,
Jordan had that whole thing where he had that, talking about the women on the island. And then Jordan's like, well, you don't even have a woman. Why don't we bring out Claire? So unnecessary.
Yeah.
Such a low blow. Everybody, we're all still healing from Benoit and Claire breaking up. So
because that was devastating.
That was devastating. Nobody needed this. Nobody, it was just a sign of Jordan being just an immature little boy, basically. And Benoit, quickly came to Claire's defense and was like, she's a fantastic woman. Don't you dare bring her name up. Like, do this. Tia and Colton totally tuned out that whole part.
Oh, because they didn't say shit.
Okay.
It was like, how are you? And Tia was like, it's fine. We just weren't on the same page. And then that was it.
Sweet. Nice.
Yeah.
They listened to Bachelor Nation. We didn't need any more of it.
Right.
I thought they were going to put him in the hot seat, and I was like, I'm not doing this. So that was that. Okay. First in the hot seat is Astrid. So she's, she said she's replayed everything in her head of what went down, and she's still very confused. She, updates their status. She said that he reached out to her after the show. They're just kind of in like a limbo moment right now because their trust was broken. And so she's like, I don't even know what to do with this. Kevin comes out and gives his explanation. And he said, kind of what we said earlier, that the term fantasy suite just is scarring to him. It brought up just a whole bunch of emotions. He brought up again how he totally regretted his fantasy suite with Ashley. I think that experience scarred him. And that he was just real shooken up by all the fantasy suite idea. But moving forward, he feels positive. He wants to see where things go with Astrid. And Astrid, she looked a little confused because she's like, what's the difference between then and now? Like, what's changed? And Kevin, appreciate Kevin. So I know Kevin is a real man who does work on himself.
Yes. Yep.
Went home. He said he went home, spoke with his family, got back to therapy.
Yes.
Realized that the issues were his issues, that this was his fault. He kind of placed some blame on Astrid, but really this had nothing to do with Astrid. This was his own funk and mess that he had to just figure out. And he then kind of just sang her praises. He's madly in love with her. She has all these amazing qualities that people don't even know about. And then Astrid agrees that she's in love with him too. Yeah. And they, I guess, get back together. I don't know.
They're back together. I mean, I saw them on Instagram and stuff. They were together and buying those LaCroix sodas. Okay. So they're together. They're doing regular couple shit.
Oh. So that's,
I know.
I'm glad.
Love them.
It was sad, devastating to see their breakup, but so nice to see full circle. Love that Kevin is just a mature human being who recognizes his flaws, owns his shit, didn't try to put no blame on Astrid or say, well, she should have opened up, or everybody else was doing that kind of tactic. Yep. He was like, this had nothing to do with her. I'm a fucking mess. I went home, did some work. My therapist taught me some tools, and now I'm back, and I love this woman, and I'm trying to make it work. And I totally appreciate that.
And that's exactly what she wanted. She said she wanted him to just take responsibility, and that's exactly what he did.
Yeah, and I think that's why she was able to just, take him back and be like, okay, and move forward from there. Yeah. Next up, Kendall and Joe. So we, had to watch their whole tragic breakup again. Kendall, she's sitting in the hot seat, she crying, saying she's looking back at the footage. She just sees somebody who's really terrified, and how she just kind of let fear take over. And she said that right after he walked away, she knew instantly that she had made a mistake.
Yeah.
And then even worse is that she didn't, like, chase after him. She said that was also one of her biggest regrets, that she literally just let him leave.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And so she says soon after getting back home, her plane landed, and she sounds like she went straight to Chicago. Like,
yeah.
landed.
She just called up them producers and was like, I'm coming to Chicago.
Right, y'all got cameras.
Let's go.
Y'all gonna fly me out there? Like, what's happening?
Yep.
So she landed at LAX, went straight to Chicago, and they had the footage, which I love.
Yes, they did.
I love this shit. And so we see Kendall in Chicago. She's sitting on a couch with Joe and says to him, like, you know, I kept saying to you that I need you to open up and, you know, talk more. And really, I was just projecting my own insecurities on you. And says, you know, I am in love with you. And Joe, he's sitting on the couch, he's kind of receiving all of this. But you can tell he just, like, feels uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And he says to her, like, there's a part of me that loves you, but I've been shutting out a lot of that, like, trying to shut that side of me down. And, like, I don't know if I can get back to that. And, you know, he's been trying to, like, heal himself. He's thinking they're broken up and he's trying to move on.
Yeah, because he thought it was done. Yeah.
Thought it was done. And so he's like, this is weird. Like, I need to be able to trust you again, and I don't even really know where my head's at. So we're back in the live audience. Joe comes out, and, you know, he said, you know, I was really excited to leave Paradise with her, and then it kind of just, like, dissolved. But admitted that in Chicago they went for dinner. Then afterwards he went to LA a couple times, and, you know, he loves her, they kiss, and it's very evident that they're a couple.
Yep.
And same thing, sings all her praises, love waking up to her every morning, and, you know, happy that they're, you know, in love and all that stuff. But there is a distance between them because he's in Chicago, she's in LA. And suddenly Chris Harrison comes with this announcement saying, well, you know, I have a way for the two of you to be in the same city at the same time. Joe, we'd like to offer you a spot on Dancing with the Motherfucking Stars.
You know, my whole body just tingled. Oh,
You love Dancing. I don't watch Dancing with the Stars. You watch it, though.
such my guilty pleasure. Oh my God. There was a time where I was like really voting on Dancing with the Stars. I loved it.
You were calling in, texting in
Oh,
your
girl,
vote.
on multiple phones. What?
What? Oh my
Oh,
God.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, it's hilarious. So Joe is gonna be on Dancing with the Stars, getting that.
I am
getting that
gonna
check.
be watching. Yeah, that money.
That money.
Shmoney,
Yeah.
okay, on Dancing with the
That's a
Stars.
for real check.
Yeah.
And his influence or whatever the fuck is only gonna keep growing after that, because now he's gonna be exposed to non-Bachelor people, and non-Bachelor people are gonna see that smile and be like, "Who is that guy? Amazing!"
Yep.
And he's gonna be swimming in Instagram followers and promoting all kinds of bullshit in no time.
Maybe. He still doesn't know how to use Instagram, so we'll see.
I know. He's gonna have money and fame though, and he's gonna have an intern and somebody like
Yeah.
doing that shit for
well,
him.
an intern or just Kendall?
Or Kendall. She's figured out that her Instagram is, you know, all glittery and nice, so
Yeah.
probably got his girl. So yeah, they're a couple, and we'll see more of Joe, which is
together.
exciting. No, we're not done with the grocery
Very.
store Joe. That's very exciting.
Yep.
Okay, next in the hot seat, Annalise. Oh my God. Y'all ready for it to crash and burn? Because here it comes.
Woo.
So they recap her whole journey. And, you know, Chris Harrison asks her, you know, what's going on with you and Camille? Like, how is it? You know, well, long distance is hard. And, you know, I think an engagement is a long way from now, but we're in a good spot. We're in a good spot. You immediately know they ain't in no spot. Not
That's
a good
the
one,
thing.
not a spot.
And after they broke up, hearing her really tell her truth when she's like crying and screaming, I'm like, girl, you were just sitting up there lying.
Lies!
we're in a good spot. What a lie.
Truth came out so fast. Like,
Yep.
so,
Like receipts.
Receipts so fast. So
Oh my
Camille comes
God.
out. She's all smiley and excited, hug, kiss, all that shit. So Chris Harrison asked for Camille's, side. He said, she met my family, we've tried it out in the real world, but I think it's best that we part ways.
And she's looking at him like, nigga, what?
Say what now? And so he says, I had so much fun in paradise, but we lost that spark in the real world. I don't want to string you along. Like, we have something special. I think we should slowly just go our separate ways. Oh, my God. So Annalise, she's like, what? We just booked that Airbnb to spend the week together.
Receipts. The receipts are coming.
Receipt number 1.
You just booked that Airbnb for us for a week last week at 8:32 p.m. I saw it. The email come through.
Exactly. So they had plans for the future.
God.
And then she kind of outs herself, and she's like, you've shut down after New York.
Yeah.
I'm like, here comes the truth. She's sitting up here talking about everything's all hunky dory when they had a full on trip to New York, and that shit went south since then. So she pretty much stormed off the stage and was backstage just like hyperventilating. Camille's still on the stage, and he's just trying to further explain himself, just digging a deeper hole. He's in New York, she's in San Francisco. We gave it a shot, but I just don't want to string this along anymore. Annalise comes back on stage with a vengeance now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, with a pointing index finger.
And says to him, I think she said, I tried to break up with you a few weeks ago.
She did. She said, I tried to break up with you 2 weeks ago, and you said that you were going to put in more effort. I said that I was putting in 90%, and you were putting in 10, and you promised you would do more. I booked your flight. I mean, she came with the receipts. I said, girl, why didn't you leave this man a month ago?
Right.
What are you doing? You're just exposing. Not only are you exposing him, which is like, okay, everybody is Tia was like, yes, bitch, drag him.
I love that.
But
she's like under her breath, yes, bitch. Yes, bitch. I love it.
And as much as we love to see that, like, you standing up for yourself to him, it just exposes the fact that you have let this man slide so many times.
She did nothing but expose her damn self.
Herself.
That's all she did. She said, I bought your mother flowers. I booked your flight to New York. Yep. Girl, everybody's sitting there like, damn, girl, you did all that. For this man who I could have told you last week wasn't into you? What the fuck? Oh, my God. So she's just devastated. She's like, I can't believe you're doing this right now and in this way. Which, fair enough. Like, why didn't he do this off camera like days ago? Before they booked their Airbnb or whatever the fuck. He decided to come on stage on national television, sit on this couch, and break up with her in front of everybody. Like, oh my God. And so Chris Harrison essentially kicks him off the stage.
Yeah, he ejected him from the stage.
And the whole crowd just boos him as he walks off backstage. It was hilarious. And so backstage, we get more footage. He's stomping around, just talking to himself, like, why do I always look like the jackass? Blah, blah, blah. And then him and Annalise sit and talk again backstage, and she said, like, I never felt like you were trying. If he's not trying, he's not into you.
Right. And you're long distance, so not trying really means he's ignoring you.
Yeah, exactly. He's not answering those texts. Your FaceTime call comes in, he clicks X. Like, what? You can't force someone to try in a relationship. It's either he's gonna try, he's in, or he's not. And I think he was pretty much showing you through his actions that he was not into you.
This is why people say love is a choice.
Yeah, you choose that shit. It is a choice to put in effort and to make that shit work.
Yeah.
And he was not putting in effort, and that was your key. That was your clue, Annalise. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. And yeah, he just tells her, like, I'm just not there. I'm not into it.
This reminded me a lot of Luke for Winter Games. Remember Luke, how he broke up with that girl?
Yes. This is very reminiscent. Yeah. The same
Yep.
shit, strung her along, and then last minute is like, actually not into it. Like, okay, so just pretend like all of the time we spent together and you saying all that bull ass shit just meant nothing. Okay, cool. Next in the hot seat is Jordan. Jenna comes out looking like a bombshell.
I know, she looked like very Marilyn Monroe-ish.
Marilyn Monroe, almost like, she looked like, this is very specific, but like the Hollywood issue of Vanity Fair. You know, they always
Yes, yes, where
about,
they're
right?
all like the post-Oscar or pre-Oscar, I should say, like,
and it's always like a
their outfits.
retro kind of
Yeah,
old Hollywood
vibes.
vibe to it. So she was giving me that, and a nice bright lip. Anyways, you know, Jordan, he's saying the distance has been hard, but they're still making it work. They kind of show them footage of them. He's flying to wherever she lives, and they're, you know, spending time together. They're like making a vision board or talking about kids and all this shit. And Jenna, you know, they're on the couch. They're engaged. Now Jordan, this is when I thought that I thought the two of them were in cahoots.
Really?
At this point, when Jordan says to Chris Harrison, like, well, I know you officiate weddings, and
oh, yes.
next year, June 9th, will you officiate our wedding? I'm like, here we go.
Yep.
They're trying to get that
They negotiated
TV
a deal.
And they did that
Yep.
shit strategically on national television
Yep.
so that they can lock it in. So that's where I was like, oh, they in this shit together. But then it's reading the reports, it sounds like Jenna, she on her own doing this nonsense. And so, yeah, they kind of orchestrate this whole thing, and I guess, you know, we're supposed to feel happy for them, whatever.
I guess, but...
Yeah. But even we now know all the shit that's happening with Jordan and Jenna.
Yeah.
But even at the end of that, I felt they just look so fake.
Yeah.
It looks like a make-believe as we said, a middle school, very immature couple. And I can't really buy it. I definitely believe Jordan is really smitten by her and probably actually is in love with her.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But even
definitely.
still,
and wanted to be engaged,
yeah,
for sure.
but the whole thing still feels like immature.
Yeah.
Chris and Crystal, they come out all in love. Crystal look dumb tan.
Yeah, she did look... But she always looks,
tan.
like, aggressively tan.
And she was wearing a white dress, so maybe that's why it was like super, just way too brown. Chris immediately on stage is just emotional. He's crying tears. He's so happy.
I thought this was very bizarre.
Really? I thought this is he's
Yeah.
just overwhelmed with happiness and love and
I
joy.
thought that was crazy. Like, why do you have so many feelings? What?
Yeah, it was a lot.
It was a lot. I was like, oh my God. Even Crystal was looking at him like, so you gonna pull this together or no?
Yeah, she's like, get a grip, guy. Let's get a grip. And yeah, so he's just singing her praises. He's so thankful for this incredible woman who's transformed his life. All this stuff. We get footage of Chris flying to San Diego to meet her quote unquote family. And basically he was meeting her two dogs who were fucking adorable. So I did love that little segment.
So cute.
Not gonna lie. But then yeah, they're talking about they're moving in together soon. They had Crystal and Chris's moms both in the audience. They're fucking besties now, and like, both of them beaming at seeing their kids in love. It seems real.
Yeah.
It definitely seems real.
It does.
100% real. It was nice. I thought it was a nice little moment. These were two villains. Crystal was a full-on villain. Chris was a full-on villain literally until like last week. Like, and they came to paradise to get their redemption story, and they found love with each other. And like, I honestly can say that like they look happy, and I'm always happy for people who are happy and in love. So,
oh yeah,
I'll
definitely.
give them that. And that was the episode.
That's Bachelor in Paradise.
That was Bachelor in Paradise, guys. Justine, you made it. You made it through your first paradise. How was it? You just said woof. That's it.
Yeah. There was just a lot of emotions.
A lot of emotions, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
A lot of ups and downs. A lot of fuck niggas on this episode, on this season.
A lot, yeah.
A lot. But yeah, still pretty good. So yeah, guys, that's Bachelor in Paradise. Next week is our deep dive episode. So we're gonna dig back into Dusty Becca's Bachelorette season and dissect the shit out of different themes that came up. I want to tell you guys again, email us your questions for our subsequent mailbag episode with our special male Bachelor Nation guest that we are so fucking excited about.
Yep.
So please get those questions in. You want to say our email?
Yeah, and email them to the number 2 blackgirls, the number 1 rose@gmail.com.
Yep. Rate, review, subscribe. Hit us up on Twitter. Hit us up on Instagram. The number 2 black girls, the number 1 rose is our handle. Black is spelled all the way out. Screenshot us, put us in your story, tag us, share us with the world.
Yep.
Get some merch, guys. We got t-shirts and mugs and dope ass canvas bags. I got mine coming in the mail. Can't wait.
I know, I'm so excited. It's a lifestyle. It's going to be a whole lifestyle.
We're starting a lifestyle brand, guys. FabFitFun boxes coming next.
Oh, no! Dita eyewear.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
And that's it, y'all. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.
All right,
Bye.
bye.